Ladies and gentlemen, you are probably guessing what vehicle we are test driving today. To start with, let me just assure you, this is an electric car. That's clear. Next, where is this electric car from? Right now, we have so many electric cars in the market. Some have a European backing but made in China. A lot of them are from China. You have a small segment from Europe, and then you have a lone wolf. I'll call it a lone wolf because this is a vehicle that a lot of you will be hoping to bring home someday, and I'll tell you why. Come in front here and I'll show you. Familiar logo? Yes, this is the Proton e.MAS 7. So why I call it a lone wolf? Because it's a Malaysian badged electric car. But does it mean it's made in Malaysia? So that's another confusion for a lot of people, and I'm going to clear it up right now. So come closer, I'll show you. Right here, you'll see Geely. So we already know that Geely is part owner of Proton. So if it's part owner of Proton, clearly it's made in China. Nothing wrong with that. They put a Proton badge on it, and you still get all the wonderful technology that Geely has for electric cars. Now, why I say wonderful technology? Because Geely, Chinese company, you saw all that, right? That's all the mechanical parts that goes into coolant, windshield washer, backup battery. Of course, it's front wheel drive, so your motor is in the front, battery is underneath the passenger cabin, air conditioning system and all that. But so there's been a lot of confusion with some Malaysians, because I've been driving this for a few days and people come up to me. The moment they see this badge, they come up to me and say, hey, is this a Proton or is it a Geely? Is it made in Malaysia or made in China? So I'm here to firstly explain that. It's a rebadged car. There's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Why? Because as consumers, as car buyers in Malaysia, you pay a lot of money based on our lower currency against European car buyers and Australian and Singapore car buyers. So if you're going to pay 105,000, this car starts at 105,000 ringgit. This spec is what they call the low spec. 105,000. If you're going to pay 105,000, you want to get value for money. Let the people that earn a lot of money buy the expensive electric cars. But right now, you want to enter the electric car ownership. You are a Proton owner, you are a Perdua owner, a Toyota, a Honda owner, and you think you want to get an electric car. And you need something that's going to last at least for 7 years, trouble-free. You want something that has got good backup value, good software, good engineering, good production techniques. And Geely has it. Let's not kid ourselves. Geely owns Volvo. They own Polestar. They own Smart. They do very good electric cars, Smart. Volvo has got brand new range of electric cars coming. The EX30 is here already. So, what's wrong with having a rebadge Geely? Nothing wrong. It just benefits Malaysians. So I'm going to bring you to the back right now. It's all Geely. The parent car, the donor car, is the Galaxy 5. So you have the same basic shape. You have the same profile. It's tall, it's wide, it's got a lot of space on the interior. We'll go about it later. But more importantly, you're going to ask me is, when I want to go back hometown or when I want to go on a local holiday, Cuti Malaysia, do I have enough space for luggage? So as you can see, we've got one big bag, one medium-sized bag, and a backpack, and we still have a lot of space. Now, if I'm going to take all this down, just to give you an idea of what it's all about, you still have room underneath here. Look at that. Look at how big that space is. And it has a clear statement there, maximum 30 kg. 30 kg is, whew, all this, if it's filled up, might just reach 30 kg. So on top of having it on top, you can have space below. So luggage space for the family, not an issue. Buying some presents to bring back, not an issue. Keeping your valuables underneath, hidden away, not an issue. So Proton is delivering to you, to Malaysians, a vehicle that can definitely balik kampung lah. Okay, let's put that aside. So now we want to go into the back seat. Let me show you something. Nice wide opening doors. Very important if you have an elderly person that is coming along with you. Easy to get in. Look at that roof height. I'm 5'6.5". Easy to get in. Okay. Lot of space on the inside. Now I'm going to slide across because you got a flat floor here. I can easily slide across. Now I'm sitting here very comfortably. You can see I've got a lot of headroom. So a 6-foot person, easy at the back. You got air conditioning vents, charging ports, things to put your stuff in. Very important, center armrest. Every car has it, but why am I showing you the center armrest? Because this means I can have 3 passengers at the back, easy. Now, if you have a child in a child seat, if you put a child seat here, anchoring points are here, you can still have 2 adults comfortably. Why I say comfortably? Because I'm not skinny, I'm not thin. So if I'm sitting here, there's another of me sitting here. I've got a headrest, child seat is here. That means a family of 5, including a baby in a baby seat, will fit in nicely. Now I'm going to get out. Easy. Let's take a look in the front passenger area. Now this is the lower spec e.MAS 7. So you have a manual seat for the front passenger, but it's electric for the driver. You have a nice headrest, soft material. Soft is important. Why? Because you're not sitting on hard surface. So long distance is much better. Glove box. Got that? Like a lot of electric cars right now, you have a little space there. So, ladies, you can put your handbag there. The charging ports are there, but you can put your handbag there if you need a space from prying eyes. So, if you're driving and you don't want some unsavory character looking at what you're having in the car in terms of your handbag, you have a space to put it. Cameraman, please stay here. I'm going to go in from the other side. So the driver gets an electric seat, like I told you. Easy to get into position. Wireless charging, cup holders. Cup holders could be better in terms of depth. So if it was deeper, I think better. You can put your smart card here. You've got a deep glove compartment here. You can put a lot of stuff in here. Rotary knob for your volume, media control. Large screen, driver's digital screen. And interesting, you've got a flat top, flat bottom steering wheel. Very unusual for this class of car. It is something that is, you'll get used to it, but I kind of like it. But some of you might not. So behind the wheel of the e.MAS 7, very straightforward. It's an electric car. And it's not just like, I'm not saying it's not like others, but this is an electric car for the normal driver. It's not a performance electric car. It's not some, 0 to 100 in 5 seconds electric car. It's a simple, straightforward family electric vehicle. It competes against cars like the BYD M6. Of course, the BYD M6 has got 3 rows of seats, and this doesn't have. This is a regular, 4-door, 5-seater. It competes against the very popular BYD Atto 3. It competes against the Chery Omoda 5, which you see quite a lot on the road right now. And of course, it competes against its own relative, which is the Smart #3. But let me tell you, there's no shortage of power. I just tap the accelerator pedal and it goes. So it's not holding back any kind of power delivery because it's an electric car. So don't worry about having enough power or not. The only thing you got to worry about is the more you whack it, the more battery power gets used up. So please, don't do that kind of acceleration unless you really have to. So on the move, it's fine. It's comfortable. The ride height is just nice for what you call a crossover / SUV. It's got that SUV stance. It's got what I would say very similar looks to the Leap Moto, which is selling right now, the C10. Slightly higher than the Smart #3. Slightly bigger than the Chery Omoda. Slightly bigger than the BYD Atto 3. So at 105, this model is the lower spec model. We haven't got the higher spec model to test drive. You will know the higher spec when you see it because it's got a nice sunroof which can tilt and slide. It's got a lot of added features. It's got bigger wheels, more heavy duty tires in terms of performance. So this is the lower spec, 105,000. So is 105,000 something that caters to a larger segment of buyers in Malaysia? Yes. This is what a lot of Malaysians who are currently driving petrol-powered normal cars, I would say like a Honda City, Toyota Vios, Proton X50, X70, Nissan Almera, they might be thinking, hey, it's time for me to enter the electric space. And this car makes a lot of sense. But if you don't have proper charging infrastructure within reach, then you got to think twice. If you live in a heavily congested area with condominiums and low-cost housing, think twice. If you live in a condominium with no charging facility, look out for something nearby, like in a shopping mall or an office complex or public charging. All these are considerations you need to think. But let's go beyond all that. So how does it drive? I already said it drives nicely. It's comfortable. It's got enough power when you need it. The brakes are good. The steering feel is nice. It's got a whole host of ADAS features to keep you on track. The safety features on this car is exemplary. Why I say that? Because it's obvious that they've looked at what Volvo has and Smart has and plugged it into this car. Because why? Parent company Geely owns the whole group. It's easy for them to adapt all those safety features into this car. Clear screen in front. You can see exactly what's happening. How many kilometers you got left on your battery? 170. Here I've put it on the big screen for you to see even better. 56%. Okay? Tire pressure monitoring. Seat belt monitoring, whether your rear passengers are using seat belt or not. Lane keep assist. You can see when you go across, it detects it. Speed warning. That means whether you're keeping to the given speed limit. These are all little safety features that you tick one by one, makes you a better driver, makes you a safer driver. It is also something which needs to be done in our heavily congested cities where there are a lot of motorcyclists, like the one that just came out, who is not keeping to his lane and using the wrong signal. You saw that, right? So this is what the e.MAS 7 gives you from a starting price of 105,000. Now let's dig deeper into the screen because this is something everyone is talking about. So let me park safely and let us show you what this screen can do. So what comes with the e.MAS 7 in terms of entertainment, screen, apps and sound system? Well, I'll tell you this. To start with, I have to retrack a little bit. When you get into the car, like the Smart and Volvo, you don't need the key to be with you. The key just, you don't have the key in your hand. Just keep the key in your pocket. Get into the car. Before you get into the car, the door handle's already open up, like you saw it just now. You get into the car, you shut the door, the car is already switched on. You don't have a starter button, you don't have an ignition button. The moment you get in the car, the driver gets in the car is ready to go. All you need to do now is press on the brake and click the gear shifter. The gear shifter is here. Just click it down to D. And once you see the word D and ready, you're ready to move. Just release the brake and you'll be moving. You want to reverse, up, and you reverse. Okay, and the sensors come on, you can see the camera angles. Fantastic camera angles, I got to say. This is very clear, very easy to see, and I like the clarity. Then, you want to drive on, you just go to drive, or you go back to park mode. Now, this makes it so easy to use this car that a lot of people will say, hey, this is the excellent little family car. But it's more than that. It's what's in this infotainment system that I have to share with you. Now, list of apps clearly stated. You got vehicle settings, okay, where you can adjust a lot of things in this car. A lot of things. It's all here. It's very easy to understand, straightforward. Of course, it's all in English, but easy to understand. Then you got driving. Whether you want to go in eco, comfort, or sport. Remember, just now when I accelerated, I was in comfort. Energy recovery, power steering assist. What do you want? That means you want it to be light or heavier. Brake pedal. I got to say, this car doesn't have one pedal mode, which the others have. I don't think it's very important. Some people think it's very important. I leave it up to you. One pedal mode is something that you will probably want if you think that this is your daily driver. But I think without one pedal mode, I'm very happy driving this car because it's almost like I'm driving an ICE car. I don't have to psychologically say to myself, I'm driving an electric car. Okay, so you got all these functions, easy to do. You got assisted driving, that's your ADAS. You got lighting to adjust, high beam, low beam, all your interior illumination, everything. Follow me home lights, very easy to work. Slider controls, easy to work. You got voice. You can talk to the car can talk back to you, female or male voice. This has to be set up once you get into the car and own the car. Display, all kinds of display settings. Just like when you buy a new laptop, you can your desktop wallpaper, you can decide the brightness, how much you want it. So at night, if you want it too bright, you bring it down. If you want it very bright, you bring it up during the day. Backlit, very simple. Sound system. The sound system is very impressive. I can't show you or experience it with you. You got to go into a showroom and get it done yourself. Okay? It's all there, straight off. Nothing difficult. Connection, obviously. My car, what you can do with the car. All the versions are here. Your maintenance, your VIN code, everything you need to know about the car. Can you imagine even the VIN code they give you here? So, very complete, very thorough, straightforward. Now, when you go back to energy, like I told you before, it tells you what's happening with your battery, phone, BT music, USB music. You got some other things which, we're not ready yet for Malaysia. You have Spotify. I know you're going to say, hey, where's the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto? That will come. They will easily give it to you as the time goes by because all that means cost. Okay? Radio, how you function the radio, map. Now, this is very interesting because it's just like its immediate siblings. This map system will also tell you where the nearest charging stations are, who are the charging station providers, and how to get there. So all you need to do is click on it and it tells you, and it gives you immediate direction, giving you the time and the distance. So actually, it's starting to get easier to own an electric car in urban areas, which is what we are trying to promote here. Urban EV ownership is not difficult. See, it's already talking to you and telling you where to go. So, back to the desktop. very clear cut. You still got some functions available here. You don't have to go into the system for important functions. Even the volume button here, this is not a drive mode knob. This is a volume knob. So you use this one, the knob, and you can choose your navigation, your phone, your ringtone. Okay, easy to use. That means you don't go into the system. You have your aircon fan, climate control, some shortcuts here, your tire pressure. What else you need? So very easy to work, very easy to understand. A non-tech savvy person like me can work it out very well. So Geely and Proton have delivered a system that is easy to use. I emphasize the word easy to use because why? A lot of people who will be getting into a car like this are what we call first timers, like me, first timers. Okay? Ooh, something loud is going past us. So first timers will need something that is easy to use, easy to understand. Also, it will probably be a vehicle that is shared by family members. Okay? That means maybe one of the teenage kids or maybe a young adult, maybe the wife will be using it or the husband will be using it. So you'll need something that is easy for everyone to absorb. Navigation talking to you. So easy for the whole family to use without cracking your head. So what they've done is they've delivered a car at this price that is going to make electric car ownership a lot easier. And I think that is the target right now, making electric car ownership in Malaysia a lot easier. So this is the e.MAS 7, or you can call it Gold 7, and prices start at 105,000. Driving distance on this version is about 300 kilometers. On the higher spec version, slightly more than 400 kilometers. That's another 15,000 odd ringgit more. I'm thinking, if you're just a city commuter, you're not going to do a lot of outstation, or very seldom you're going to do outstation, this is good enough. But if you have the additional 15,000 or so funds, or you can afford it over a 7-year loan, why not buy the higher spec version with the sunroof, the bigger wheels, the sound system in the headrest? That makes a difference, if you're driving a sound system in the headrest. I like that because I only remember a Roadster having it before, So this is our review of the e.MAS 7. Please share your comments with us. We would like to get more comments from our viewers, simply because comments make us better. Give us an idea of what we are doing right or wrong for you Malaysians.